Everyone, and welcome to my morning report analysis videos on Monday the 18th of December with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets. We've got a risk positive move in the markets today that's coming on the back of tax reform. Tax reform I think is going to be key throughout this week, but certainly on Friday it looked as though some of the dissenting voices amongst the Republicans were sort of edging more towards voting for the reform bill, and certainly it seems to have given markets a significant boost. We had a strong move to the upside on Wall Street on Friday, and that was met also with Treasury yields pushing higher, the 2-year pushing out, and the 10-year also just jumping back higher. You can see here, where is it? Here you can see here on the board here, very strong moves on Wall Street, and we're seeing that mirrored in the European session today. Very strong gains on the DAX, especially as we're seeing that move. Little bit of subdued reaction, I think, on the dollar. They're actually trading a bit lower today as the euro has gained ground, but it should be a move ultimately that if tax reform does go through and helps to steepen the yield curve, that would be dollar supportive, certainly in the near to medium term anyway. So that could give the dollar a bit of a boost as the week goes on. So we're looking at this this move in the markets that has sort of been risk positive today, but it's interesting that the yen has just sort of clawed back a little bit of losses against the dollar as dollar yen has fallen back. Gold, interestingly, has actually found a bit of support as well today, as the dollar has not really been able to catch a bid too much today. And oil prices are also supported by the fact that the rig count on Friday fell back by 4 rigs. So that was helping to support oil there. Now, in terms of economic announcements today, just the NAHB housing market index at 3 o'clock. And that is expected to remain at 70, so nothing really expected to shake up the market too much there. We're going to look at the DAX as my chart today. Well, we've seen the DAX ranging sideways for 5 weeks. Every time it's got towards the sort of 13,200s area, it's fallen away. But we've had a look at that gap to the upside today. I mean, it found a bit of support on Friday afternoon, but massively gapped higher as the market sort of 200, almost 200 ticks higher today. Broken sharply above 13,240, so we're looking for a closing breakout above 13,240, which is that high of a couple of weeks ago. And if that can be seen, then you've really have opened up the upside towards 13,525, which is the all-time high from November. So you'd be looking out for that. Now, if there was also a closing breakout, you'd argue that's a trading range breakout, so you'd measure the depth of the range and project it higher. It's not a million miles off, sort of, well, you'd class it as probably around about a range of 400 pips. So a 400 pip range projected higher gives you around about, what's that, 13,600 area. So you'd certainly be looking out for an all-time high on the DAX if this did continue higher, and if tax reform does go through in the States, then there's no reason why that wouldn't be seen, I don't think, certainly near term. Look at this reaction that we've seen today. Breakout above 13,210 being the old high, and then you've got a support band 13,210 to 13,240. Especially being today's traded low as well, pretty much, and yeah, it's going up and away at the moment. So this seems to be a strong move to go with, and if it closes on a breakout above the resistance, then it looks like it's going to be a strong move. There is that gap that's open, but this looks like it sort of almost is a breakaway gap now, and if tax reform does go through, then we're going to be up and away, I think, on the DAX. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later.